Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Now today is week 1 of my Dr Sam Bunting update for you all. So I'm going to split this up into sections. There's a few, I've done some diaries throughout the week. It's kind of weekly diary of little things that I've been doing, thoughts that I've had. I'm also going to do a weekly feature of let's focus in on and pick one product out of a range to focus in on. And then I'm going to do a conclusion with kind of updated pictures that show you the comparison shots between the first week before I started and this week. So obviously it's only 1 week, so I wouldn't be expecting a massive change in my skin in a week, but we shall see. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let's get going. Confession of the week. Okay, my confession of the week is that I did use exfoliator on Thursday night. My skin on my neck was peeling and I just thought, this is silly, this is nuts. I don't get red, I don't get sore by exfoliation, and this skin is just peeling off my neck and I've got to get rid of it. So I used a face scrub. And I was glad that I did, because it got rid of all the dead skin. But you're not supposed to on this regime. So that is my confession of the week. Okay, you're probably wondering why I'm looking a little bit dry. That's because I applied all my skincare this morning, but then I wanted to do the shots, the photographs, and of course I had all the skincare on and I had the sunscreen, and there was a bit of a white cast to my skin, so I've taken it all off, which is very good, because now what I want to do is to focus in on the Brightly serum. And have I got it here? Yes, I have. So here is the Brightly serum. So what they suggest is obviously not to start with the Nightly and Brightly serum in one go. So I did start with the Nightly serum last week, half a pump, and I decided that this week I'm going to use half a pump of this, and then next week I'm going to introduce, or reintroduce I should say, my vitamin C serum. So I've probably said this in some of the introduction, but the basic principle is one change at a time, so that you can see how your skin's getting on with things and what your skin needs. And I like that idea, although sometimes you just get impatient and you want to start something else. So I did start this yesterday. Now they say to use it every other day at the beginning is one option. The other way that you can do it, ease yourself in, is to use a smaller amount, and the other way to ease yourself in is to use moisturiser under it. But I used the Brightly serum yesterday, half a pump, and I have used it again today, and my skin is fine. So I'm going to go with the half a serum, because I am used to azelaic acid and I'm used to retinoids. So and I haven't noticed any irritation whatsoever. So I'm going to put this on now, but before I do, so this is how she tells you to apply the Brightly serum, just to remind you all. So she says, first of all, to do your moisturiser goggles, okay, so that you don't get any serum which has got actives in it, and I'm going to tell you about those, because this is a focusing on this particular product. So it's got a number of actives in there that you should protect your eyes from. So by putting this on, you are protecting your eye area, and also you want to protect your lip area by putting on some of the Flawless Lip. Okay, so that's those areas protected. So I'm now going to take half a pump of the Brightly Serum. Now the Brightly Serum has got the active ingredients. Let's just do the active ingredients. I'll talk about them as I'm putting it on. And again, I'm going to use the 13 dot technique. Now, the Nightly Serum is yellow. The Brightly Serum is white, which is actually really handy because otherwise it's easy to pick up the wrong one, because Nightly and Brightly looks very similar. And of course the packaging all looks very similar. So it's good that actually one of them is yellow and one of them is white. So as you can see, with half a serum, I'm not actually putting that much on, but I'm easing myself in because I am using the Nightly Serum as well. So easy does it, that's the whole thing. Now, so in here we have the active ingredients are azelaic acid, niacinamide, and a sorbyl glucoside. Okay, so you've got some really good ingredients in there, good for acne, good for pores, and certainly good for hyperpigmentation. And it does sink in remarkably quickly to the point you think, ooh, I'm just going to put a tiny bit more around my chin because there was hardly any there. Okay, and then I'm just going to get on and put my moisturiser and sunscreen on, and I'll be right back to tell you a bit more about the Brightly Serum. Okay, so a little bit more about the Brightly Serum. So it claims to help to smooth out any kind of unevenness, bumps and lumps, but also pigmentation. Okay, it's 1% bakuchiol, 2% sorbyl glucoside, 5% niacinamide, and 10% azelaic acid. So it's a pretty punchy, powerful serum. So that's why she suggests taking it easy when you start. I'm really excited to be starting this week because I just couldn't wait to get going with it, even if I'm using a small amount. And I will be gradually building it up and letting you know what I think of it in the coming weeks. So my skin's feeling pretty good. I'm quite pleasantly surprised because I thought I was going to miss my Charlotte Tilbury. I think my Charlotte Tilbury night cream feels a lot more moisturising when I get up, but I do wonder whether it sinks in as much as this. This sinks in very much and perhaps doesn't feel as soft in the morning, but I'm now getting to, it's now Tuesday, and I started this on Saturday, and I'm feeling my skin's good. Obviously, I'm not expecting to see a huge improvement in so few days, but I think that's the beauty of this system, is that it's not one of those that's going to make you suddenly go, wow, but then it's going to plateau. I feel that it's gradual. I feel that my skin feels nice and smooth. Now, they did actually contact me from Dr Sam Bunting and say that there's no need to use exfoliator during this system. So I'm going to discuss that when I do my Thursday, Friday update. What I have noticed, although my eyes are watering a little bit there, you'll see, I have noticed the using the moisturiser around the eyes has really helped to smooth out those fine lines. My skin feels a lot firmer, and it's not irritated. Sometimes I find that putting on eye cream at night makes my eyes water even more, and then I start rubbing them. This doesn't do that. Now my eyes are a bit puffy, but that's kind of normal for me. And I've really noticed a massive difference with my lips. There is no dry skin left. even though I don't chew my lips anymore, if there's a little bit of dry skin there, it tempts me to do that. There's nothing there. Now, the only thing I would say about that is I've probably never made a conscious effort to put any product on my lips twice a day. And I did used to use Lana Lips, and I wonder, it does say that there's ceramides in this lip product as well as lanolin, but I do wonder, would I have got the same effect with another kind of Lana Lips product if I made myself use it twice a day? I don't know. All I can say is that this is great. It's £12. You only need a tiny amount. I think that that's definitely a really good buy. Now, I will talk to you on Friday about the amounts that I'm using and what I'm introducing. The basic concept is, from my response from Dr. Sam Bunting, is that you introduce things gradually. So any new steps, you introduce one at a time. And I like that. Now, she's totally against using microdermabrasion. I've seen it in her video. I'm going to post a link to her videos about exfoliation. I love physical exfoliation and I miss it so much. I believe in it. My nan used to say she used a rough flannel on her face every day and her skin looked amazing when she was 80 years old. It really did. So I really believe in it and I miss it. And I do wonder a little bit whether this system, how can this system work for every skincare issue? I mean, Dr. Sam is a dermatologist and I'm not questioning a doctor who specialises in skin, but I would imagine that in their clinic they don't prescribe the same products for people coming in with different products, for people coming in with different skin issues. So why is her system just one fits all? That's my only question. And I do wonder whether this system is a little bit more for people that have got acne and sensitivity, which I don't. And me scrubbing my face with a flannel does not make my skin red. I don't have rosacea. I don't have acne. I can count on one hand in the last decade the number of spots I've had. However, I will say that I do actually agree with what she said about any kind of abrasions to the skin can make the melanocytes more susceptible. And I'll have to say that my skin is looking very even. Now, the reason I know for a fact that what she's saying about making any kind of abrasions to the skin can cause melanocytes is that you will remember that a couple of years ago I had, I think it was a wart on my head. It was about there, I think. Anyway, I tried to remove it and it was working really well because I was removing it very gradually with tea tree on it every night. And then it was just about to fall off, but it wasn't quite. And I went a bit mad and I put too much tea tree and I burnt the skin. And ever since, that's where I've had a little bit of pigmentation, although you can't see it now. So I do agree that you do have to be careful about any kind of abrasions to the skin when you've got pigmentation. So I'm sticking with no exfoliation. And I'm going to tell you a bit more about how I've kind of how I will be upping the regime. I'm going to introduce things 1 week at a time, but I'll tell you more about that on my final video at the end of the week. But this is just a kind of mid-week diary that I'm going to put in that video. So I hope that that's been helpful, and I'll speak to you all soon. I've been very good. I haven't exfoliated my face, even though I really want to. And I've also been incorporating some of her suggested foods into my diet, because actually I kind of was thinking recently I haven't been having as much fresh food as I should be, like raw foods. And I wanted to up them anyway. But then I saw Dr Sam Bunting. I've been looking at a few of her videos just so that we can, you know, I can talk about them on this channel, but to give me some help. And she recommended blueberries. So I've been using blueberries in the morning in my porridge along with grapes. And she also recommended avocados, which I love, tomatoes, which I love, olive oil, which I love. So I've made myself this salad here. I'm going to show it you here. So the other thing she talks about is carrots being good, which I'm not going to have today, but I will have shortly. So I thought, yeah, let's sort of incorporate a few of her ideas. I do miss my exfoliation though. I really do miss. But my skin is feeling soft, feeling smooth. I like the fact that I know that I've got a physical sunscreen on, a really good recommended sunscreen, a little bit of a white cast. We interrupt this transmission for a brief breaking news story. Over to the news studio. Good evening. News has just come in that Dr Sam Bunting has released a new product called New Flawless Gossamer SPF 50. During the filming of Ali M's Beauty, Ali M announced that her sunscreen sometimes had a white cast to it, and as if by magic, suddenly she released on Friday a sunscreen that does not have a white cast to it. Ali M has ordered it and will update you all shortly. That's right. So this comes in 3 shades, and it promises to be the perfect base for your makeup without pilling under your makeup. The 3 shades are 1 not shaded at all, then shade 1 and shade 2. I have ordered shade 2. The ingredients are to make your skin look lovely and dewy are hyaluronic acid, shea butter and squalene. So I will keep you updated about this new development. Thank you. And I now will go back to the studio. Ali M. But to be honest, if that gets rid of hyperpigmentation and protects me, I think at this time of the year you're particularly vulnerable because the sun is still quite strong, but it feels quite cool, so you kind of forget. And yes, my hair is doing some crazy things at the moment. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it at the moment. I'm going to update you on the kind of dosages, as I said yesterday, and what I've been doing and how I plan to change things in the weeks ahead in my summary at the end of this video. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. Bye. So I promised to update you all at the end of this video on the dosages that I've been using. So first of all, in week 1, I started off just using the very basic regime, which is the cleanser, the moisturiser, the sunscreen in the day, and then at night, the cleanser, the nightly serum, half a pump, and then the moisturiser. I didn't do the nightly serum every other day because I'm already used to retinoids. So what I'm going to do this week, and I've just started to do, is to introduce the brightly serum. and I introduced that yesterday, and I'm using half a pump of the Brightly serum every day. You could use it every other day, but it hasn't. Again, I'm used to retinoids. Now, the Bakuchiol isn't exactly a retinoid, but it thinks it is. It's a plant-based type of, it thinks it's a retinoid, basically. So there is some danger that you could get a bit hypersensitive to that and then using a retinoid at night. But actually, I've had no ill effects with the half a pump. So that's what I'm doing this week. And then next week, I'm going to reintroduce my vitamin C serum before the half pump of the Brightly serum. And then as the weeks go on, I might up the amounts of serum that I'm using. I hope all that makes sense, but the basic concept is one step at a time. So if you're upping something or introducing something, you do it one step at a time. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sorry about the varying lighting in different clips. Overall, I'm really impressed with this skincare regime, and it's so nice to have a kind of minimal skincare regime. Although I repeat what I say, it does feel a little bit like I'm on a skincare detox diet because I'm desperate to introduce new things and I just couldn't help myself doing the exfoliation. But I do feel like my skin is in good condition. I'm going to leave you with the comparison shots from before I started this to week 1. I can't see a huge difference at all on the photographs, but I wasn't really expecting that after week 1. Okay, so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this week's update, and join me again next week when I shall be focusing in on another product from the range and doing a diary and just generally giving you an update about the Sam Bunting regime. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Love you all. Mwah.